Yogaha Karmasu Kaushalam.
Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Himani Sardar, Assistant Professor working with GLS PBA, GLS University, Ahmedabad. In the session of the concept of marginal costing, we studied its application in business. One of the important use of marginal costing is profit planning and decision making to plan production to achieve maximum profit. Every firm in business must earn profit. There are many decisions to be taken in business and various plans to be made to increase company's profit. For example, how will profit be affected if additional selling expenditure of rupees 50,000 is incurred to increase sales by 10,000 units, or how many units of products must be sold to earn profit of rupees 1 lakh. These and many other questions can be answered through the study of cost volume profit analysis. In this session, we are going to discuss the concept of cost volume profit analysis, popularly known as CVP analysis. We are going to discuss on various aspects of CVP analysis, such as meaning of CVP analysis, objective of CVP analysis, assumptions under CVP analysis, concept of contribution and calculation of contribution and profit under CVP analysis, concept of break-even point under CVP analysis, assumption and computation of break-even point. Let's first discuss the meaning of CVP analysis. CVP analysis is an advancement of principles of variable costing. Hence, we can say that principles of variable costing are applied here. According to CIMA, that is Chartered Institute of Management Accountant UK, CVP analysis is the study of the effects on future profit of changes in fixed cost, variable cost, sales price, quantity and mix. In this concept, there are many elements interconnected and they act and react on each other because of the cause and effect relationship between them. It is one of the most powerful tools used by the management for taking many decisions. This technique helps to understand the interrelation among elements of costs like variable cost, fixed cost, sales price, quantity and product mix. Like to be explained that selling price of a product is determined by the cost price and accordingly the profit is earned on the basis of selling price decided. In another way, the selling price also affects the volume of sales, which in turn affects the volume of production, and then volume of production influences the cost. In brief, one can say that changes in cost and profit are the results of variations in the volume of production. CVP analysis helps in determining the probable effect of change with change in any of the above mentioned elements. Analysis of CVP data helps the management to provide solutions to different set of questions or problems in the business to earn maximum profit. Next topic is objectives of CVP. As the name suggests, there exists a close relationship between the cost, volume and profit. There is a direct relationship between volume and profit, but inverse relationship between volume and cost. Analysis of this relationship is important and useful to the cost and management accountants. This analysis may be applied for cost controlling, profit planning and evaluation of performance. Following are the few objectives. Number 1, forecast. This process helps to estimate the profit accurately, as it is imperative to know the connection between profit and costs on one hand and volume on another. It helps to forecast profit at different level of sales. Point number 2 is flexible budget. This method helps in setting up flexible budgets which indicates cost and various activities at different level. As we know that with change in output, the sales and variable cost also change. Hence, it is necessary to budget the volume first. Point number 3 is cost control. In order to review profits and costs achieved, it is important to evaluate the effect of costs with the changes in volume. This could help in evaluation of performance for the purpose of cost control. Point number 4 is pricing policy. As known that costs are an important factor which affects the profit, and some factors affects the cost, as pricing policy stabilizes and fixes up the volume which is dependent on the costs decided. Point number 5 is overhead costs. CVP analysis also helps to analyze the amount of overhead costs which are to be charged to the products at various level of operations. As understood that overhead rates are predetermined related to a selected volume of production. Point number 6, attain target. CVP also helps to calculate the volume of sales required to be done for a certain level of profit. This method helps to attain the desired level of profit. Point number 7, decision making. Marginal costing and CVP analysis helps management in taking number of decisions such as make or buy, optimum sales mix, dropping of a product, export proposal, and many more. Assumptions under CVP analysis. In CVP analysis, all costs, manufacturing or non-manufacturing, are separated into fixed and variable costs. Before we move forward to understand the details with calculations or graph, the different assumptions behind CVP analysis must be stated. Without these assumptions, the results could be misleading. These assumptions are: number 1, all costs needs to be segregated into either fixed or variable cost, that is, which might be difficult to implement. Point number 2, fixed cost will remain constant at all level of activity. Point number 3, variable cost per unit and selling price per unit will remain same. Point number 4, while the production process is happening, there is no change in technology and efficiency. Point number 5, total variable cost will change with the change in level of output. Point number 6, a single product or constant product mix is to be considered. Next topic is concept of contribution and profit volume ratio, that is PV ratio, and calculation of contribution and profit under CVP analysis. CVP analysis is an extension of marginal costing technique. In this technique, majority of decisions are taken on the basis of contribution and not on profit. Contribution is the difference between sales value and variable costs of such sales. In other words, contribution is the margin of sales revenue left after variable cost for meeting with fixed expenses, and balance of contribution is profit. Practically, it can be written as sales minus variable cost is equal to contribution. Thus, contribution C is equal to sales S minus variable expenses, that is V. As contribution is the margin for meeting with fixed expenses and balance of contribution is profit, profit is the difference between contribution and fixed cost. Thus, profit is equal to contribution minus fixed cost. So, when profit is equal to contribution minus fixed cost, we can also say that contribution is equal to fixed cost plus profit. In this way, both contribution and profit can be calculated, which can be used further for CVP analysis. If any of 3 elements in the equation are known, then the fourth one can be easily calculated. Let's understand this with an example. When sales is rupees 24,000, variable cost is rupees 14,000 and fixed cost is rupees 8,000, calculate contribution and profit. Now, contribution is equal to sales minus variable cost. Then, contribution is equal to rupees 24,000 minus rupees 14,000. Hence, contribution will be equal to rupees 10,000. In the same way, profit is equal to contribution minus fixed cost. So, profit is equal to rupees 10,000 minus 8,000. Hence, profit is equal to rupees 2,000. Now, let us understand the concept of profit volume ratio, that is PV ratio. The profit volume ratio reveals the rate of contribution per product as a percentage of turnover. Hence, PV ratio is the contribution divided by sales. It is also known as contribution sales ratio. It is a ratio which can be expressed in percentage also. The formula is PV ratio, that is contribution sales ratio, is equal to contribution divided by sales into 100. Let's understand this with help of an example. If sales is 5,000 units and selling price per unit is rupees 20, the variable cost is rupees 12 per unit, calculate PV ratio. Sales is equal to 5,000 units into rupees 20 is equal to rupees 1 lakh, while variable cost is equal to 5,000 units into rupees 12 is equal to rupees 60,000. When contribution is equal to sales minus variable cost, it will be equal to rupees 1 lakh minus rupees 60,000. Hence, contribution is equal to rupees 40,000. PV ratio is equal to 40,000 divided by 1 lakh into 100, which will be 40%, or it can also be calculated by taking selling price and sales expenses per unit. Contribution is equal to selling price minus variable cost. Hence, contribution is equal to rupees 20 minus rupees 12, which makes contribution is equal to rupees 8 per unit. PV ratio is equal to contribution divided by sales into 100. Hence, 8 divided by 20 into 100 is equal to 40%. From the above calculation, it can be said that for every rupees 100 sale, the contribution is rupees 40. Concept of PV ratio is used to know the contribution and profit at various level of sales. Taking same case where sales is rupees 5,000 units and selling price per unit is rupees 20, the variable cost is rupees 12 per unit. If fixed expenses are rupees 30,000, let us calculate profit with the help of PV ratio. As we have seen that PV ratio is 40%, if we change the formula of PV ratio is equal to contribution divided by sales into 100, to find contribution, it can be contribution is equal to sales into PV ratio. Hence, contribution is equal to rupees 1 lakh into 40 divided by 100, which will be rupees 40,000. Profit is equal to contribution minus fixed costs, which is equal to rupees 40,000 minus 30,000. Hence, profit earned is rupees 10,000. Now, if you want to find profit at sales of units of 10,000 units and 15,000 units and 20,000 units, let us see how the profit changes with the change in output applying PV ratio. Looking at the table, when sales is 5,000 units and selling price is rupees 20 per unit, the total sales is of rupees 1 lakh. Hence, to calculate contribution, it will be considered as 40% on sales. 40% is the PV ratio, which is rupees 40,000. Then deduct fixed cost of rupees 30,000 from it. The final profit achieved will be rupees 10,000. Similarly, in second case, the sales unit increased to 10,000 units multiplied by selling price per unit rupees 20. Then total sales is rupees 2 lakh. So, the contribution is calculated as 40% of sales, which will be rupees 80,000. Then deducting fixed cost of rupees 30,000, the profit calculated comes out to be rupees 50,000. In third case, the sales unit are 15,000 multiplied by rupees 20, that is selling price per unit. So, the total sales is rupees 3 lakh. The contribution will be 40% of sales, which is rupees 1,20,000. Then deducting fixed cost of rupees 30,000, the profit obtained is rupees 90,000. In the final case, the sales units are 20,000 multiplied by rupees 20, that is selling price per unit. Hence, the total sales will be rupees 4 lakh. The contribution is 40% of sales, so it will be 1,60,000. Then deducting fixed cost of rupees 30,000, the profit achieved will be rupees 1,20,000. Hence, looking at the sum with different volume of output, one can conclude that with changes in output or volume, the profit also changes. Now, let us understand the application of PV ratio in analyzing the situation. Please examine that profit increases by rupees 40,000 with every increase in sales by rupees 1 lakh is nothing but increase in contribution rupees 40,000. This phenomena occurs because fixed cost remains the same at different level of output. We can also say that PV ratio, that is contribution sales ratio, is equal to change in profit divided by change in sales into 100. PV ratio, that is contribution sales ratio, is equal to 40,000 divided by 1 lakh into 100 is 40%. It means that at any level of change in sales, the profit will change in the same proportion with the change in contribution. Point number 3, it is also interesting to note the impact of increase in the sales on increase in net profit. As seen in table, there are 3 columns, namely level of sales, sales in rupees and increase in profit, which is also in rupees. When the sales is of 5,000 units, the amount of sales will be rupees 1 lakh and the profit calculated was rupees 10,000, which is 10% profit on sales. When units increased to 10,000, the sales will be of rupees 2 lakh, which is 2 times the original value. And the profit calculated was rupees 50,000, which means profit increased by 5 times and is currently 25% on sales. Then the units increased to 15,000 and selling price then is rupees 3 lakh, which is 3 times the original value of sales. Hence, the profit changes to rupees 90,000, where profit increased by 9 times and is 30% on the sales. Lastly, when the sales is 20,000 units and the amount is rupees 4 lakh, that is 4 times the first value, and the profit is rupees 1,30,000, which makes it increase by 13 times and is 32.5% on sales. Now, we can conclude that CVP analysis is very useful to forecast profit at various level of sales. With this analysis, you may be thinking that as increase in sale has multiple impact on profit, at the same time the decrease in sale will also have multiple impact on decrease in profit, and the firm may incur loss if sale falls beyond certain level of sales. Hence, every firm must know the level of sales where there is no profit and no loss, and sales should not be allowed to fall below this point in order not to incur loss. This level of sale in CVP analysis is called as break-even sales. Now, let's understand the concept of break-even point under CVP analysis. Break-even analysis is widely used technique to study the relationship of CVP. It is that volume of activity in the business where organization's total cost is equal to total revenue. At this point in any firm, there is no profit or loss, it's break-even. CIMA has defined break-even point as the level of activity at which there is neither a profit nor a loss. The break-even is important for any organization to determine so that the strategies could be made accordingly for growth as well as survival. The break-even decided by any firm can be high as well as low. It is an important technique in profit planning as well as in decision making. Lower break-even point of any firm will be able to survive in recession than a firm with higher break-even point. Next topic to be understood is assumptions under break-even point. The theory of break-even point is based on such assumptions. Point number 1, all costs incurred during the production process must be differentiated into either variable or fixed components. Point number 2, it is to be understood that fixed cost remains constant at various level of activities. Point number 3, another assumption is variable cost varies in direct proportion to the changes in the volume of production, but this means variable cost per unit remains same. Point number 4, in BEP there is balance between production and sales of units, which means there is no inventory left at the beginning or at the end of the period when analysis is to be done. Point number 5, selling price per unit remains same and doesn't change as volume changes. Point number 6, it is assumed that production process operating efficiency, product specifications will not go under any change during the process of production or sales. The productivity of workers also doesn't change. Point number 7, the sales mix will not change in case of multiple products. This is possible when several products are being sold by the business. Let's discuss the computation of break-even point. Break-even point may be computed or analyzed by following two methods. Number 1, algebraic method, and number 2, graphical method. Let's begin with first method, that is algebraic method. The break-even point is the point at which the volume of output or sales is equal to total cost. It is a point of no profit, no loss. At this point, the business is also able to recover the assets and Profit is earned after crossing this point. The formulas of break-even are: break-even points in units is equal to total fixed cost divided by contribution per unit, which is also be written as F divided by S minus V. Break-even point in rupees is equal to total fixed cost divided by contribution into sales. Break-even point in rupees is equal to total fixed cost divided by PV ratio. Let's understand the concept of break-even and how to calculate break-even in a form of an illustration. The total fixed cost for manufacturing product X is rupees 12,000. The selling price per unit is rupees 12 per unit and variable cost per unit is rupees 9 per unit. You are required to calculate break-even point in terms of unit as well as amount, that is rupees. First step we need to do is to calculate contribution. Contribution is equal to sales minus variable cost, which is equal to rupees 12 minus rupees 9 is equal to rupees 3 per unit. The next step comes to calculate PV ratio, and the formula for the same is PV ratio is equal to contribution divided by sales into 100 is equal to 3 divided by 12 into 100 is equal to 25%. Now comes the calculation of break-even point in units is equal to fixed cost divided by sales minus variable cost is equal to 12,000 divided by 12 minus 9, which comes out to 4,000 units. Also, break-even point in rupees is equal to total fixed cost divided by PV ratio. Hence, it is equal to 12,000 divided by 25%, which is rupees 48,000. Moving to the next topic, that is additional calculations. In addition to calculation of break-even point, there are other variables also to be calculated using the information. These are: number 1, calculation of profit at different sales output. Point number 2, calculation of sales for desired profit, which is equal to fixed cost plus desired profit divided by PV ratio. Point number 3, finding missing figures. In CVP analysis, the information can be given with few missing information. Let's understand this with an illustration. The break-even point given is rupees 30,000. Profit is rupees 1500 and fixed cost is rupees 6,000. What will be the amount of variable cost? When contribution is equal to fixed cost plus profit is equal to 6,000 plus 1500 is equal to rupees 7,500. To calculate break-even point, the formula is BEP is equal to fixed cost divided by contribution into sales. 30,000 break-even point is equal to fixed cost, which is 6,000 divided by 7,500 into sales. Hence, sales is equal to 7,500 divided by 6,000 into 30,000 is equal to rupees 37,500. Now, PV ratio is equal to contribution divided by sales into 100 is equal to 7,500 divided by 37,500 into 100 is equal to 20%. Now, to calculate variable cost is equal to 100 minus PV ratio, that is 100 minus 20 is equal to 80% of sales, which is 80% of rupees 37,500 is equal to rupees 30,000. Point number 2 is graphical method. Break-even chart is a graphic presentation of break-even analysis. The chart is being represented by sales line and the total cost line, and the point they intersect is break-even point. This chart also shows the profit and loss at various levels of output along with break-even point. A break-even chart shows following set of information, that is break-even, the point at which there is no profit, no loss. Point number 2, profit or loss at different levels of output. Point number 3, relationship between fixed and variable and total cost. Point number 4, margin of safety. Point number 5, angle of incidence. Point number 6, the amount of contribution at various levels of sales. Construction of break-even chart. Point number 1, select a scale on x-axis. It is the horizontal baseline which is drawn and spaced into equal distances to represent one of the following factors, such as volume of output in units or in rupee value, volume of sales in units or rupee value, or production capacity. Point number 2, select a scale on y-axis, the vertical line at the extreme left of the chart which is spaced into equal distances. Usually, cost or sales value in rupees is shown on this axis. Point number 3, fixed cost line. This line is drawn parallel to x-axis starting from a particular point on y-axis. As seen in the example, there is a straight line of green color. The value is rupees 30,000, which tends to remain fixed for any level of output. Point number 4, draw the total cost line. The total cost line is drawn starting from the point on y-axis. For example, given the total cost starts from rupees 30,000 and goes up to rupees 2,30,000. Point number 5, draw the sales line. The line starts from point 0 at the left and extend to the point of maximum or any other sales value. In the graph, it starts from 0 to rupees 2,60,000 being maximum. As seen in the graph, it is shown that sales line intersects the total cost line at break-even point, whose value is 6,000 units, where total cost and sales is rupees 1,20,000. Hence, no profit and no loss. Let us end discussion of this session by summarizing. As we just understood, CVP analysis is an extension of marginal costing. It is an analysis of cost, volume and profit and their interrelationship. It's known that profit is calculated on the sales done, but the sales do affect the costs associated with that product. This method can also comprehend how much sales to be done to reach up to desired profit. Another concept to be studied is break-even point. It's at level at which the firm has no profit or no loss. At this point, the company is able to get back the cost incurred on production. Analysis of break-even point is also to be apprehended, which helps management accountants to take various decisions. We understood this concept of break-even through algebraic as well as graphical method. Other calculations such as PV ratio, contribution, profit, sales at desired profit were also included during the study. Thank you.